Okay, folks, we are back again. We got two movies on the block that we're going to review. Yesterday, in my unemployed state, I went to the thrift shop and spent a whopping $1.70, and I picked up a mint in the shrink wrap 2005 first widescreen release of the 1996 Jim Henson studio classic, Muppet Treasure Island. And surprisingly, my kids loved this movie and watched the whole thing with me. This is the 50th anniversary of the Jim Henson Studio Edition. This is the second Muppets movie to be put out by the Walt Disney Corporation, the first being A Muppet Christmas Carol, which I watched over the holidays, but I did not discuss. That being said, this movie is forever ingrained in my memory. I can remember going to the former Cinema City on La Palma and Imperial in Anaheim as a child in 1996. I would have been about 8 years old. I can remember seeing this movie in theaters, and to this day, it is classified, first of all, as a musical comedy. And the musicals, it's there forever in my brain. The songs are so catchy. I sometimes even think of them when I'm not watching the movie. It is weird how this movie, a childhood classic, it's just up there in the old noggin. So this movie was directed by the son, Brian Henson. Obviously, Jim Henson had been passed for a long time at this point. It's got a 100-minute runtime. And this is obviously an adaptation of the 1883 Robert Louis Stevenson book, Treasure Island. We follow Jim Hawkins in the mid-18th century as he goes in search of a lost pirate treasure. And Muppets are all in there originally. The Jim Hawkins character, the studio originally wanted Ratso and Gonzo, the two iconic Muppets, to play two different characters named Jim and Hawkins. But then they felt like they couldn't get connection with the audience unless they had a human cast as a main character. So they ended up casting this English actor. Over 100 people auditioned. But they ended up casting him, and I did not write his name down, but he's really good. He's done a lot of stuff in the British world. I'm looking here on the back of it. Obviously, Tim Curry is in this movie. Hans Zimmer soundtrack. Wow, that is really cool. I did not know that, and I did not write that in my notes. It's amazing what you can glean just by reading the back of the box, folks. So, again, this movie was... I could not find a production cost. It grossed $47 million worldwide at the box office. It came out the same weekend as Happy Gilmore in February of '96, and it was number 3 at the box office that year. Fun factoid. There's some pig character Muppets that they're cooking up some dinner, and they mentioned Spam, and they were sued by Hormel Foods for mentioning Spam without their permission, but the judge would later dismiss the case. What else? Master puppeteer Frank Oz was unavailable to do the puppetry in this film. He was working on something else, but he would later add in his vocals in post-production. So that's cool. There's not a whole lot on this movie, really. It's just kind of one of those things where, again, I'm trying to be diligent to talk about every movie that I watch. A rollicking score by Academy Award-winning soundtrack Hans Zimmer. There you go. A great family film, Good Morning America, which is a Disney company program. So let's dive in right to the reviews. My oldest son told me that he felt like this was a 4 out of 5 movie, and I feel the same way. Rotten Tomatoes would probably be more in the low 3s. They're 71%. IMDb 6.9 out of 10. It's another one of those movies where, to me, I still watch this at age 36 as an adult and sat there with my kids seeing them watch it for the first time, and I just really enjoyed it because it brings back a lot of memories. And unlike the other movie that I watched as a kid, to me, like, this movie didn't hold up with time, but this movie is still a classic. I think I have a VHS copy of this as well, but it was great to see it in a widescreen format and a remastered copy. And it's just a fun movie that I really enjoy. They also enjoyed the Muppet Christmas Carol film, which I have not done a review on. Maybe I should. I don't know. Is it available? Can I grab it and just do a quick blurb? I'm looking. I don't see it. Okay, so let's rate Muppet Christmas Carol 2. We'll just throw that in there because I don't want to go on a whole nother rabbit trail and talk about that. You're getting 2 Muppets for the price of 1 today, folks. Muppet Christmas Carol, I think because the Michael Caine performance, and there's obviously a lot of people online that talk about this, it's a 5 out of 5 movie. Muppet Christmas Carol, just with his performance alone, Michael Caine, playing the character role of, I can't even remember, Ebenezer Scrooge. He just plays it straight, even though it's a Muppet movie. So that's a 5 out of 5 movie. I like Tim Curry in this movie, but is it as good as a Muppet Christmas Carol that came out in 1992, I believe? I don't know. The songs in this are really fun, and this is a lot more lighthearted than the Christmas Carol movie, but my kids enjoyed that movie as well. So there you go. We're doing Muppet Treasure Island 4 out of 5. I'm sorry I didn't write down any other details on the Muppet Christmas Carol, but I'll just mention that as a bonus review in the headline, so we're not going in depth today, folks. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll see you then.